Episode 677. A few quick exchanges, and the storm of thunder and fire finally flew across the sea, straight into the thickest cluster of enemies. Yi Shu took a moment to reassess his approach. With this bunch, brevity just wouldn't cut it. He had to be clear, direct, and to the point.
If you can keep Sky Thunder and Earth Flame under control, you can hold the water prison a little longer.
Yi Shu spoke up again, this time offering a practical pointer to Geihai up ahead. The moment the heavenly thunder and earthly fire were unleashed, the water prison was caught right in its blast radius. Lu Hao had to dodge the heavenly thunder and earthly fire, so he couldn't attack the water prison for the moment. But the water prison was shattered after just a few hits from the heavenly thunder and earthly fire. The water prison, unlike its caster, didn't enjoy immunity from friendly fire. The moment Sun Shang broke free, his first instinct was to find deception, but with everyone still trapped inside the thunder and lightning field, it was hard to make out any distinct shapes. Sun Shang finally decided to get out of the heavenly thunder and earthly fire first. So, just like before, he frantically worked his skills, weaving through at an insane pace. He was almost free when a flash of light appeared before him, definitely not an effect of the heavenly thunder and earthly fire. Zan Lulan's berserker was blocking the path right there. That wasn't a flash of light, it was a flash of blood. The berserker's ultimate skill, raging blood in surging waves. By now, the skill was already in its final phase. The blood blade formed from the sword's edge had reached Sun Shang's battle mage, right above his head. No matter how fast or skilled his reflexes were, there was no way he could break it now. Sun Shang's character quickly rolled to the side, unable to unleash heaven's wrath and earth's flame, and even took a few hits in the process. But in terms of damage, it was far lighter than the direct overhead strike of raging blood waves. The blood blade shattered on impact, mingling with the thunder and fire. But Sun Shang had no time to care about any of that. The moment he dodged the blade, a flash of cold light bloomed before his eyes, and the sensation of it rushing toward him was overwhelming. Sun Shang knew this feeling all too well. It was the battle mage's skill, Dragon Breaks the Ranks, and it had been waiting for him here all along. Dragon Breaks the Ranks is a linear attack, but remember, a battle mage is a being who weaves magic into martial arts. This skill may not deal magical damage, yet it still carries the effect of magical application. The brilliant light blooming from the spear tip expanded the charge's range by a full circle, much like the falling flower palm, which, despite being a single palm strike, also releases a ring of force. There was no time to dodge. Dragon Breaks the Ranks charged forward, covering high, mid, and low, left, right, every angle. At this range, jumping, crouching, rolling left or right, none of it would help. Just then, Sun Shang's battle mage lifted his spear in a hurried motion. Only the sharpest eyes could catch the glint of light at the tip of that spear amidst the thunderous chaos. But that flash of light vanished in an instant, because in that moment, Xiao Bei's Dragon Breaks the Ranks had already charged forward. With a thunderous crash, Xiao Bei, who thought he would break through the ranks, found his battle mage sent flying backward instead. How was this possible? Xiao Bei was full of astonishment. Under these circumstances, he was still knocked back. What kind of move was the opponent using? Xiao Bei quickly adjusted his view, but then saw Sun Shang's battle mage flying backward through the lightning and flames, his posture almost identical to his own. Xiao Bei instantly understood. In that split second, Sun Shang had also executed a Dragon Breaks the Ranks. The same skill clashed head-on, producing the same result. Impressive. Xiao Bei was genuinely in awe. Pulling off that ultimate move under those conditions, he knew he didn't have the skill for that. In the end, Sun Shang couldn't avoid taking damage, but he made sure Xiao Bei didn't come out ahead either.
Ah, what a shame.
Yi Shu spoke up at that moment.
If their coordination were any tighter, he wouldn't have even gotten that chance.
A few steps in, Sun Shang not only failed to break out of heaven's fire and earth's thunder, but was instead wounded and forced back. This chain of relentless attacks was, of course, the result of Ye Shu's command. At this point, Heaven and Earthnet was no longer a damage skill. It had become cover. Using the skill's visual obstruction, they dealt Sun Shang a heavy blow, and the ones who pulled it off? Zhan Lulan and Xiao Bei, two players who were absolutely outclassed by Sun Shang, mere weeds in his eyes. The thunder and fire didn't last forever. Just then it ended, and Glory's scenery showed some traces of the skill's aftermath. Now, this small street was a complete wreck. This was already the third time today both sides had unleashed heaven's wrath and earth's flame, and the third and second casts had landed in almost the exact same spot. It really felt like a battlefield after the smoke had settled. Sun Shang's battle mage was crouched beside the smoke, half kneeling, his character's face utterly expressionless. But at the computer, Sun Shang's own face was ashen. Not only had his stylish attempt to charge through the thunder and fire failed, he'd been forced back to this humiliating position. In that final collision, both sides were sent flying. On Xiao Bei's end, the only damage came from Dragon Breaks the Ranks. Sun Shang, though, he got the short end of the stick. He was blasted straight out of the thunder and fire, and this time there was no dodging it. Lightning struck, flames scorched. Just the smoke rising from his gear told you how much punishment he'd taken. Zhang Jiaxing finally had something to do. He quickly cast a heal on Sun Shang. Meanwhile, Shenzhen's striker was closing in on Deception just as the heavenly thunder and earthly fire came crashing down. Between dodging and poor visibility, he ended up charging toward a silhouette. But before he could reach it, the figure was struck down by the thunder and flames, and he immediately knew something was wrong. As soon as the lightning and fire faded, Deception was standing there perfectly fine. He had just dropped a shadow clone inside the blast. This round of combat didn't settle anything, but at least in terms of the situation, Ye Shu's side had the advantage. In particular, successfully forcing back Sun Shang had boosted the morale of Zhan Lulan and Xiao Bei sky high. Just as they felt they could press the attack, a message suddenly appeared in the channel from Lord Grimm.
Fall back. Trying to run?
Zhan Lulan was taken aback.
Not running. Retreating.
Ye Shu sent the message, and Lord Grimm began to retreat. The other 6 quickly pulled back to join him.
Trying to run?
Over there, Sun Shang was already hopping mad. He leaped up at once, ready to give chase. Lu Hao had meant to offer a word of caution, but in the end he held back. Their young captain was stubborn by nature, not the type to take advice. Once he set his mind on something, Liu Hao figured there was no point in speaking up. It would only earn him the man's resentment, so in the end he held his tongue.
Everyone, be careful.
Liu Hao didn't address Sun Shang directly, but offered a reminder in everyone's name, because in his mind, this still wasn't Ye Shu's full strength. Since these people are from Heavenly Swords, that probably means the batch of experts hiding in the internet cafe across the street are still around. The sudden retreat made Liu Hao wonder. Was there an ambush waiting ahead?